What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin. Oh, piece of crap. Camera stand. Oh my! I need to buy a real camera stand for my phone. Okay. Oh my god. So yeah, well, this is this year's Batman month finale. We're reviewing Batman by Neal Adams, Book 1, which collects World Finest Comics issues 175 through 176, and The Brave and the Bold 79 through 85, which this collects like the first 2 years of Neal Adams' work on Batman, which all 3 volumes collected all the Neal Adams work on Batman, right? Which I only have volume 1. Which this goes for 25 US, 34 Canadian, and you know what? It was worth it. So yeah, these comics are from 1968 through 1969, and they're written by Bob Haney, Carey Bates, Leo Dorfman, with art by Neal Adams. Which you do get an introduction from Neal Adams from 2003, which I guess that's when these volumes were originally printed. So yeah, which I should mention, World Finest was a comic book that was basically a comic book series that featured Batman and Superman, and then Brave and the Bold was kind of like Marvel's team up, where Batman would team up with another superhero from the DC universe, where Marvel's team up was usually, I think it was all of them are Spider-Man teaming up with a random hero or villain. Yeah, so yeah, the first story is which all these, despite the fact that these comics were close to the 70s, these are pretty much, these all feel like wacky Silver Age stories. Which the first one is about basically Superman and Batman once a year have a competition where they compete for trophies against each other, and like that they put up for wager, right? And these villains want to kill Batman and Superman. One is like a Batman hating club, and another one's a Superman hating club. And the Superman hating club are all aliens, which for some reason they're all LARPing as Lex Luthor for some reason. And even the Batman Revenge Squad has like they're wearing Batman costumes as well. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty cool and fun, pretty fun story, right? You have I find it funny though that this is back when Jimmy Olsen was Superman's sidekick, and everybody knew he was Superman's sidekick. Which is like funny because, like, you know, he's not even, Jimmy Olsen's not even a crime fighter, but he's considered a sidekick. So yeah, this was a pretty fun. Like I said, this was a pretty fun story. Though some of the challenges were kind of dumb. Like some of the challenges they gave each other was kind of dumb, but overall I thought it was good. The next one is basically Batman and Supergirl versus Superman and Batgirl, which how that came apart is that Superman goes to meet this famous actor, and it's revealed that he knows that Clark Kent is Superman, and that it's revealed that it's not actually Ronald Jason, which is the actor, but is actually Alien, who is a vice president, who's president died, and he's going to be next. So he needs Superman to protect him, and that's why he's on Earth. While that's going on, Batman gets visited by another alien who says that he's there to track this dangerous criminal, and that Superman is protecting him. A dangerous criminal from his planet, and that Superman's protecting him, and this guy needs Batman's help. So obviously, both Superman and Batman think their guy is the good guy, so they have to fight. Only for Jimmy Olsen and Robin to discover, hey, there's something going on with the alien, right? Which, yeah, you have the cool battle between Batgirl, Superman versus Batgirl and Superman versus Supergirl and Batman. So yeah, that was pretty cool. There is a twist to the story, but I don't want to spoil it. The next story is Brave and the Bold, where Batman teams up with Deadman to catch this killer. Which you get an introduction to Deadman's origin story, because apparently Neal Adams started off working for DC Comics by working on Deadman. So that was something he mentioned in the introduction. So yeah, this was pretty cool. Basically, somebody kills a guy that looks like Deadman's killer, which Deadman's on Earth searching for his killer. And only until his killer is brought to justice will Deadman finally rest in peace. So he needs Batman's help. And there's lots of Deadman can't talk to people unless he's possessing a body. So there's lots of scenes where Batman is just talking to himself and is guessing what Deadman is saying in response and shit like that. But overall, I thought this was a cool story. Alright. They're all cool stories, really. Okay, and the next one is a team up between Batman and the Creeper. So the Creeper is Jack Ryder, who's a TV sensationalist reporter, and but he's also a vigilante wanted by the police. So there's a new supervillain in town in Gotham called Helgemite, who is this insect-based supervillain with superpowers. And the Creeper's in town with Jack Ryder's warning people about the supervillain, but Batman, and he goes to Batman to help him, but Batman's like, yeah, this is fucking bullshit, fake news. So Jack Ryder decides to turn into the Creeper to get Batman to help him, right? Which apparently how he's able to become the Creeper is because of implant or whatever. And Batman initially fights the Creeper because the Creeper's wanted by the police but eventually they join forces to take down the insect-based supervillain, which very much reminded me of Kamen Rider. He's basically an evil Kamen Rider. Yeah, so this was a cool story. Next, you have a team up between Batman and the Flash against Bork, who I thought they were parodying the Hulk. It turns out they weren't parodying the Hulk. He's just a goon, a henchman, a dumb henchman who gets invulnerability and tries to take over Gotham. And it's up to Batman and the Flash to stop him, which I would say this was probably one of the weaker stories in this book, but it was okay. It wasn't bad. Okay, the next one is I should start off to show you the cool cover. Is a team up between Batman and Aquaman, where apparently Aquaman's origin story is very different from the movie, which you would think I would know that. And the the Jeff Johns origin story. So basically, what happens is Batman sees somebody get killed. He chases the killer only for one of the henchmen to stop him and kick his ass, and he recognizes Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman. So Batman investigates, and he has also a thing for this hot lady, which I thought this was going to turn out to be Mara in like being hypnotized, but yeah, it turns out it wasn't. So basically, Ocean Master's on the surface, and he's a crime boss, and he's trying to take over, Gotham or whatever. And Bruce Wayne, Batman wants to stop him, but like Arthur Curry's in the way. And the reason Arthur Curry's in the way is because he's pretending to be hypnotized by his brother because he feels sorry for him and is trying to is trying to come up with a way to stop him without hurting him, right? And he feels guilty because he also killed a guy, but it turns out it may or may not have been set up by his brother, who's Ocean Master, who is apparently it's Ocean Master who was half Atlantean, not Arthur Curry. And because Ocean Master is half Atlantean, he can't breathe underwater. So yeah. This was okay story, but like this one was okay story, but not as memorable. Okay, next story, which I skipped it. Oh shit. Or was this a two-parter? I think this is a double-sized one. Okay, next one is Batman teaming up with the Teen Titans, where Batman apparently takes in a new ward who is a bit of a troublemaker. Apparently his dad made a promise to his buddy that if anything happened to him, he would take care of his son, but because Wayne's dad is dead, it falls to Bruce to take care of this kid. But the kid is a troublemaker. And Robin and the Teen Titans, which is back in the 60s, the Teen Titans was Robin, Speedy, Kid Flash, and Wonder Girl. Right? And they try to, which they call the discotheque, which is like, oh my god, this shows how old the comic book is. But they try to be friends with the kid, but the kid is such a piece of shit. Oh, to the point where the kid fakes his own kidnapping, right, to get like 50 grand or whatever, but splits it with the crime boss. And there's also this thing where Batman is investigating oil being stolen from one of his oil refineries, and he's under a lot of flack by the CEOs, only for it to turn out it was an inside job by one of the CEOs. And this kid finds out that Batman and Robin's identities, and decides to help the evil CEO guy, right? And only for the kid to gain a conscience and save Batman's life, only to accidentally get killed in the process. So they mourn his death, and that's funny. They're like, "We'll never forget you." Forget you, right? Kid who died, and yeah, they never mention this kid in modern comics. So yeah, so the second to last Brave and the Bold story in this book is Batman and Sergeant Rock, where we find out that Batman was a spy in World War II and a spy in World War II, which the book starts off with him going to a museum to check out this statue of the Archangel Gabriel, where apparently somebody's claiming ownership of it, but the guy who claimed ownership of it is German, and it's supposed to belong to the French, right? So the museum curator is suspicious, so he asks Bruce Wayne to come along, only for the guy to get whacked on the head by a Luger or whatever. And it turns out it was a German war criminal called von Straffen. So yeah, we get this kind of noir World War II style story called The Angel, the Rock, and the Cowl, where we get there's Winston Churchill, where we get a backstory on how Bruce Wayne first met von Straffen back when he was a spy for the government, which apparently it's implied, or maybe it's not implied, I'm not sure, that Bruce Wayne, like, because Batman was working for the U.S. Army as a saboteur or a spy, so it's not entirely sure if the U.S. government knew that Batman and Bruce Wayne were the same person, but sometimes Batman would use his Bruce Wayne identity in his spy duty. So it's like, what the fuck is that? So yeah, this was a pretty fun story. I don't want to spoil it too much because I want to keep the video short. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Very much reminded me of a Captain America comic book. But maybe that's because of the World War II stuff. And that Sergeant Rock kind of reminds me of Nick Fury. And Easy Company. But yeah, I like this. I like this book. But yeah, it turns out, they foil a plot, and Sergeant Rock shows up and stops, von Straffen, right? And apparently he's supposed to be 30 there. And he looks so old. He looks old as fuck. And I'm like, why? How come Bruce Wayne barely aged since World War II, which would have been, over 20 years since this came out in 69 or whatever? The Von Straffen and Sergeant Rock look old, which he's supposed to be 30. So what the fuck? Okay, this makes no sense, but whatever. Maybe it was joking about being 30. I don't know. So the final story is Batman and Green Arrow, where Senator gets shot. Batman was working with the Senator on anti-crime bill, and he's friends with the Senator's son, who's a psychiatrist. And while that's going on, Green Arrow is working on, turning a landfill into a city. But some evil, industrialist called Minotaur wants to stop him, right? And it turns out Minotaur was also the one who probably killed the Senator, and is now trying to kill Bruce Wayne and Batman, and kidnap the kid, the son of the psychiatrist, who both Green Arrow and Batman dox themselves towards him. And by the way, Bruce reveals his identity to this guy in a gym where we see there's other people around. Because the context was that because the Senator was shot and can't perform his senatorial duties, they want to replace Bruce Wayne. Sorry, replace the Senator with Bruce Wayne. But Bruce Wayne's like, I can't do it because I'm Batman. Oh my god, that was so dumb. But yeah, I thought this was a cool story, and it's somewhat political, but not really. But yeah, there's lots of action, and it had a cool climax. Yeah, and we also get some bonus covers of Neal Adams art, which, by the way, I totally noticed that Alan Davis's art, who is a UK artist, is very similar to Neal Adams, which I reviewed some of Alan Davis's work, this year, which was some New Mutants and Killraven, right? So I'll just go in my likes and dislikes for the books. I like the variety of stories. The art, obviously, Neal Adams' art was way ahead of his time. The guy's art is fantastic, and apparently, the guy was already before he started drawing comics. He had a successful career, in the industry, doing posters and working advertising apparently. But he's like the reverse of Jim Steranko, where he chose comics over, you know, over like more successful industries, where like Jim Steranko obviously knows the story, where he left comics to work in like Hollywood or whatever. But no, I'm not bashing Jim Steranko, right? But I'm just saying. But yeah, the art is good. It was way ahead of time. I like the variety of stories, like the variety of the team ups and whatnot. But the problem with the book is the dated dialogue. And that's pretty much it. The tone of the books is kind of inconsistent. And yeah, I didn't like Batman's dialogue at all. But yeah, if you don't have a problem with Silver Age comics, this is a great book, man. And my battery's low, so I got to end the video. But yeah, so 8 out of 10, great. I totally recommend this book, but guys, this is the end of Batman month. But next week it's October, so what that means. It means it's Halloween month, not Batman month. And Halloween month is probably my favorite theme month of the year. All right, guys, peace, and let me know if if there's any Neal Adams stuff you want me to review on the channel. Peace.